how's everyone doing? Today I got an awesome package in the mail right here from one of my buddies on here in New Jersey, actually, as well. I've talked to him for a long time on here, Gerard. Very cool guy, and I appreciate you helping me out with this. He had sent me a message on Facebook showing me some movies that he got from his local Blockbuster that was closing. And I was like, whoa, I've never seen those before. And he's like, well, if they have any more, I'll get you some. I'm like, cool. I think he said they were only $1 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. So, awesome. My local Blockbuster closed down a while back now. And all the Blockbusters are closing down everywhere. They're going out officially now. So it's kind of sad. Like I said before, I really miss video rental stores, and kids growing up these days aren't going to have that experience, and that's a shame. It's a form of socializing going there. You know, you talk to the video store clerks, people that work there, and ask for different movie recommendations. You can see all the cool artwork on the covers, and it's just a different time now. Everything's digital. You know, you have Netflix, Redbox, all that kind of stuff, but it's just not the same. And usually you get a lot more variety at the video rental stores as well. And as always, if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. But he picked me up a few things, and they're all pretty cool. I haven't seen any of them except for one. I've only seen one, and I just saw it, and I'll show you that one first. It's the Blu-ray for Parkland right here, written and directed by Peter Landsman, and this blew me away. This is definitely now on my top 10 list for top 10 movies of 2013. I really haven't heard anybody talk about this movie. It's basically about the assassination of JFK on that day, November 22nd, 1963, and you know, what happened in that event and how it affected the other people around him as well, the people that came in contact with him during that time. It doesn't really focus so much on the president, but the people whose lives were affected directly coming in contact with him that day. This was actually a really interesting movie and a unique perspective on that event as well. A very sad event in American history, and a fantastic cast. I can't even list everybody on here that was in here. Zac Efron, I'm not a huge fan of him, but he was alright, but everybody else played their part incredibly perfect. Marcia Gay Harden, Billy Bob Thornton, Jackie Weaver, Paul Giamatti. There's a whole, let me see if I can find some more of these people. Colin Hanks was in here. Jackie Earle Haley. Really surprised. I was thinking, is that him? He looks so old. But yeah, James Badge Dale really blew me away as Robert Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald's brother. That performance was excellent. Very subdued, but you could tell all the emotions just on his face. There's so many scenes in here that really had me holding back tears. Very emotionally moving movie, and just incredible. There's a whole bunch of, Rod Livingston was in here as well, Jeremy Strong, Tom Welling from Smallville. Just a whole ton of recognizable faces in here, and just a great cast. But yeah, every time I think of Zac Efron, I think of all those like teeny bopper kind of movies and stuff like that. He was in High School Musical, I believe, right? And they actually showed at the end the real people. They showed, you know, the actors first, and then they showed the real people. And there was a huge difference between Zac Efron and the real guy. He was the surgeon and everything, young rookie surgeon. And he had a long and illustrious career as a surgeon, the real guy that Zac Efron was playing. But this was actually just a really exceptional film. You know, I was just so wrapped up in emotion in this, and very moving film, and highly recommend Parkland. And if anybody has another slipcover for Parkland, let me know, because it took me forever to get this thing out of here. You know, at first I was like trying to push it out and it wouldn't go, and you know, I was like, what's going on? I would try to, you know, go like that. I was like, I don't see it stuck on anything, and finally I just had to rip this out to get it out, because the security sticker right there had a lot of residue, and if you can see it, it's just stuck in there. See it? From all the residue, the sticker residue from the security sticker, so you had to, you hear that? It's real bad on the back, and then right there on the front, so I had to ruin the slipcover, and I like the slipcovers, so it feels incomplete and naked without the slipcover. So if anybody has an extra slipcover for Parkland, let me know. And you know what? It's pretty cool that your Blockbuster had these Blu-ray cases like that. There's a little Blockbuster symbol and the actual slipcover, because my Blockbuster usually had them in DVD-sized cases. You had to take the artwork out and get Blu-ray replacement cases. I think there was only like a couple when they had the Blu-ray cases, but they never had like the slipcovers like that. So awesome. But yeah, bummed I had to ruin that slipcover. Slipcover down. And next up are 5 horror movies right here. They're all Fangoria Presents movies. And I like the look to them as well. They look like comic books. You know, you've got the band right there and the Fangoria movies right there, Volume 1, Number 1, like that. which is pretty cool. And I haven't seen any of these movies, so if you've seen any of them, let me know what you think of them as well. Inhuman Resources. This kind of looks like a kind of a spin on Office, maybe a slasher version of The Office. I don't know if there's going to be any comedic elements to it or not, but there you go. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the movie Severance. A little bit of that concept right there. Severance was a really great British horror comedy film that I definitely recommend. But there you go, Fangoria presents Inhuman Resources. Next up is Entity. This is the unrated edition. I like that cover artwork a lot. The comic book style right there. Pretty cool. Makes me think of the older film Entity. I think it was from like the late 70s. But I'm sure it's probably not going to be anything like that. I think this is kind of like a ghost movie. The Darkest Secrets TV program revisits sites of unsolved mysteries, so I don't know if it's going to be POV or not, but I see a lot of these types of POV going to, you know, abandoned mental institutions and things like that, and, you know, freaky things start happening, so I don't know if it's going to be similar to that or not. Germ Z kind of looks like an infected movie. When a meteor knocks out a satellite to Earth near a small town, infected with mysterious germ, turns people into aggressive cannibals. So that looks pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Unrated. Axed. Again, this kind of looks like another take on the kind of like Office politics kind of thing. You know, if somebody gets fired and goes crazy and ends up getting his revenge, if you will. Yeah. So that looks like it could be interesting. And next up is Sin Reaper. This looks pretty badass. I like the look to the Reaper right there. I don't know if there's going to be kind of like a religious zealot kind of twist to it or not, but it's a young Samantha Walker takes a journey to the U.S. to Germany. And I used to live in Germany for 4.5 years, Frankfurt, Germany. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Long time ago, but good memories. And I guess she had some nightmares since she was a child, and some crazy masked monk starts killing people. Awesome. So there you go. There's the pickups right there from my buddy Gerard, and very nice guy. That's one of the great things about here, making videos on YouTube. I've made a lot of great friends on here, made some cool trades and things like that, got to know a lot of people, and that's just a really cool experience. You know, making videos on here is a lot of fun, but the interaction is really what makes it worth it. And you know, I've talked to people all across the globe, and you know, that's thankful to this outlet for YouTube. And I love talking movies, and this is awesome. I can't wait to check out these Fangoria Presents movies. They look like a lot of fun. And Parkland, amazing. If you haven't seen Parkland, highly recommend it. And I was big on JFK assassination conspiracies, and you know, when I was growing up, I was like obsessed with that. When I was a kid, I read as many books about it as I could. So seeing this was actually a really unique perspective on that moment. Something that I really haven't thought of before. How it touches, you know, the surgeons, you know, the Oswald family. It's a Brooder, Paul Giamatti right there. That was really cool as well. Really liked his performance, and of course the Zapruder film. Overall, really great film. Highly recommend Parkland, one of my favorites of 2013. But there you go. If you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. And thank you again, Gerard. You rock. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care. Sublime, sublime.